Hey everyone, welcome back. You become what you think. What if I told you that the person sitting next to you in school, who seemed naturally successful, wasn't born that way? What if the difference between where you are now and where you want to be isn't talent, luck, or connections, but simply what's happening inside your head right now? I'm going to show you the shocking science behind why you literally become what you think. And more importantly, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint to rewire your brain for success, happiness, and achievement. But first, let me ask you something. Right now, what's the first thought that comes to mind when you think about your biggest goal? Hold that thought, because by the end of this video, that thought might be the very thing holding you back or propelling you forward. If you're ready to understand the most powerful force in human achievement, hit that subscribe button and let's dive deep into the neuroscience of becoming who you think you are. Let me tell you about Sarah. 25 years old, working a dead-end job, constantly telling herself, "I'm just not smart enough for business." Every morning she'd look in the mirror and think, "I'm not like those successful people you see online." This is Sarah today. She built a 7-figure business in 3 years. Same person, same brain, same background. So what changed? Sarah discovered what neuroscientists have been proving for decades. Your thoughts don't just reflect reality, they create it. And today, you're going to learn exactly how this works and how to use it. Section 1, the Neuroscience Foundation. Let's start with the hard science. Your brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons. Every single thought you think creates a neural pathway. Think of it like walking through a forest. The first time you walk through, you might struggle through bushes and branches. But if you take the same path every day, eventually you create a clear trail. Your thoughts work exactly the same way. Dr. Joe Dispenza, a neuroscientist who's spent decades studying this, found that when you think the same thoughts repeatedly, you literally rewire your brain. This is called neuroplasticity. And it's happening to you right now as you watch this video. Here's where it gets fascinating. If you constantly think, "I'm not good enough," your brain creates and strengthens neural pathways that make you feel not good enough. Your brain then looks for evidence to support this belief. It's called confirmation bias. And it's why two people can look at the same situation and see completely different realities. Your brain literally filters reality through your thoughts. Now I want you to pause for just a second. Think about your most common thought about yourself. Is it empowering or limiting? Drop it in the comments below, because recognizing this pattern is the first step to changing it. Section 2, the identity framework. Here's something that might shock you. You don't have one identity. You have dozens. There's the work you, the family you, the social media you, and the when you're alone you. But there's one identity that rules them all. It's what I call your core identity. Your core identity is the story you tell yourself about who you are when nobody's watching. And this story is built from your most repeated thoughts. Let me give you a real example. I interviewed a woman named Maria who was stuck in the same job for 8 years. Every day she thought, "I'm just not a leader type." She had evidence. She was quiet in meetings, never volunteered for projects, avoided conflict. But here's what happened when she started changing her thoughts. She began with just one different thought. "I'm learning to lead." Not "I am a leader." That would have felt fake. Just "I'm learning to lead." Within 3 months, her behavior started changing. She spoke up in one meeting, then another. She volunteered for a small project. Each action reinforced her new identity. Today, Maria manages a team of 15 people. Same person, same brain, but completely different identity. The only thing that changed was her most repeated thought about herself. This is what I call the identity loop. Your thoughts create your identity. Your identity drives your actions create your results, and your results reinforce your thoughts. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that never stops. The beautiful thing is, you can break into this loop at any point. But the most powerful entry point is your thoughts, because thoughts are the only thing you have complete control over. Right now, I want you to write down your biggest goal. Got it? Now write down the identity of someone who would achieve that goal. What would they think about themselves? We're going to use this in just a few minutes. Before we get to the solution, we need to understand the problem. Most people are trapped in what I call the negative spiral, and they don't even know it. Research shows that the average person has about 60,000 thoughts per day, and 80% of them are negative. Even worse, 95% of today's thoughts are the same as yesterday's thoughts. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning. What's the first thought that comes to mind? If you're like most people, it's probably something like, I'm tired, I don't want to go to work, or I have so much to do. Here's what happens next. That thought triggers your brain to release stress hormones like cortisol. Your body literally starts preparing for a bad day before you even get out of bed. Then you look in the mirror and think, I look terrible. More stress hormones. You check your phone and think, I'm so behind. More stress hormones. By the time you've been awake for 30 minutes, you've already programmed your brain for failure. I worked with a client named David who was the king of negative thinking. Every morning he'd wake up and think, another day, another dollar, if I'm lucky. He'd been thinking this for 15 years. When I showed him his thought patterns, he was shocked. He said, I had no idea I was doing this to myself. The first step to changing your thoughts is becoming aware of them. Here's a simple technique. For the next 24 hours, carry a small notebook or use your phone. Every time you catch yourself thinking a negative thought about yourself, write it down. Don't judge it, just notice it. You might be surprised by what you find. Thoughts like, I'm so stupid. I never get anything right. I'm too old. I'm not smart enough. These aren't facts, they're just thoughts. And thoughts can be changed. Section 4, the transformation blueprint. Now here's the part. You've been waiting for the exact blueprint to rewire your brain and transform your life. I call it the Think Shift method, and it has 5 steps. Step 1, the awareness audit. First, you need to become aware of your current thought patterns. Remember that notebook I mentioned? This is where it starts. Categorize your thoughts into 3 buckets: empowering, neutral, and limiting. Empowering thoughts make you feel capable and confident. Neutral thoughts are just information. Limiting thoughts make you feel stuck, small, or defeated. Sarah, who I mentioned earlier, discovered that 70% of her thoughts were limiting. She was constantly thinking things like, I'm not cut out for this. I don't have what it takes. And people like me don't succeed in business. Just becoming aware of these patterns started changing them. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly you can see what was always there. Step 2, the identity intervention. Step 2 is where the magic happens. You're going to intentionally choose a new identity based on your goals. Remember that exercise I had you do earlier? Take that goal and ask yourself, what kind of person achieves this goal? Don't think about skills or resources. Think about identity. Want to lose weight? Don't think, I want to lose weight. Think, I am someone who takes care of their body. Want to start a business? Don't think, I want to make money. Think, I am someone who creates value for others. But here's the key. Don't jump from I'm a failure to I'm a success. Your brain will reject that as fake. Instead, use bridge thoughts like I'm learning, I'm growing, or I'm becoming. Remember Maria? She didn't go from I'm not a leader to I'm a great leader. She went from I'm not a leader to I'm learning to lead, to I'm developing my leadership skills, to I'm becoming a strong leader. Step 3, the thought replacement protocol. Now comes the practical part. Every time you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought, you're going to replace it with an empowering one. Here's the formula. I used to think, but now I choose to think. This acknowledges the old pattern while creating a new one. I used to think I'm not smart enough, but now I choose to think I'm capable of learning anything I need to know. I used to think I'm too old to start over, but now I choose to think my experience gives me an advantage. I used to think I don't have what it takes, but now I choose to think I have unique gifts to offer the world. The key is repetition. Remember, you've been thinking your old thoughts for years, maybe decades. It takes consistent repetition to create new neural pathways. Step 4, the evidence collection system. Your brain is always collecting evidence to support your beliefs. Right now, it's probably collecting evidence for your limiting beliefs. We're going to flip this. Start an evidence journal. Every day, write down 3 pieces of evidence that support your new identity. They don't have to be big. Small evidence counts too. I am someone who takes care of their body. Evidence might be, I chose water over soda. I took the stairs instead of the elevator. I went to bed 30 minutes earlier. This evidence starts to compound. Your brain begins to see you as someone who actually does these things. The neural pathways get stronger, and the behaviors become more automatic. Step 5. The environmental design. Finally, you need to design your environment to support your new thoughts. This includes your physical environment, your digital environment, and your social environment. Physical environment. Put up visual reminders of your new identity. If you're becoming someone who reads, put books where you'll see them. If you're becoming someone who exercises, lay out your workout clothes. Digital environment. Change your phone. Wallpaper to something that reminds you of your new identity. Unfollow social media accounts that trigger limiting thoughts. Follow accounts that inspire your new identity. Social environment. This is the hardest but most important. Spend more time with people who see you as your new identity. If your current friends constantly reinforce your old identity, it's time to expand your social circle. Section 5. Real-world applications. Let's get practical. How do you apply this in real life? I'm going to give you specific examples for the most common goals. Career transformation. Want to advance in your career? Stop thinking, I'm just an employee, and start thinking, I'm a problem solver who creates value. Look for problems to solve, not just tasks to complete. One of my clients, James, was passed over for promotion 3 times. He was thinking, I'm not management material. When he shifted to, I'm developing my leadership skills, he started taking initiative, mentoring new employees, and presenting solutions instead of just problems. He got promoted within 6 months. Health and fitness. Want to get in shape? Stop thinking, I need to lose weight, and start thinking, I'm someone who takes care of my body. This subtle shift changes everything. Instead of forcing yourself to exercise, ask, what would someone who takes care of their body do? They'd probably take the stairs, park farther away, choose nutritious foods, and prioritize sleep. Lisa lost 60 pounds not by going on a diet, but by changing her identity. She went from I'm someone who struggles with weight to I'm someone who honors my body. Every decision became easier because it was about identity, not willpower. Relationships. Want better relationships? Stop thinking I'm not good with people and start thinking I'm someone who brings out the best in others. When you see yourself as someone who brings out the best in others, you naturally start listening more, judging less, and looking for the good in people. Your relationships transform because you've transformed. Financial success. Want financial freedom? Stop thinking I'm bad with money and start thinking I'm someone who makes smart financial decisions. This identity shift makes you more aware of spending, more motivated to learn about finances, and more likely to look for opportunities to increase your income. Obstacle 3. People don't see the new me. Your friends and family might resist your change. They're comfortable with the old you and might unconsciously try to pull you back. Solution: set gentle boundaries. When people make comments about the old you, simply say, I'm not that person anymore, or I'm working on becoming better. Obstacle 4. I don't see results fast enough. Change takes time. Your brain took years to create the old neural pathways. It will take time to create new ones. Solution: give yourself 90 days of consistent practice. Research shows it takes about 66 days to form a new habit, but identity-level changes can take longer. Trust the process. We've covered a lot of ground today. You've learned the neuroscience behind why you become what you think, the 5-step Think Shift method, and how to apply it to every area of your life. Remember, your thoughts create your identity. Your identity drives your actions. Your actions create your results, and your results reinforce your thoughts. Break into this cycle at the thought level, and you change everything. Here's my challenge for you. For the next 7 days, use the thought replacement protocol. Every time you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought, replace it with an empowering one. Document your experience in the comments below. I want to hear your stories. What limiting thoughts are you going to replace? What new identity are you going to create? Share in the comments and support each other on this journey. If this video helped you understand the power of your thoughts, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I post new personal development content every week that will help you become the person you're meant to be. And if you want to dive deeper into transforming your mindset, check out my video on the 5 morning thoughts that will change your life right here. I'll see you in the next video. Remember, you have the power to become anything you think you can become.